Hi everyone. How's everyone's day been today? This weather is just really, excuse me, dreary. My goodness. Cold and damp, it makes you hurt all over. Doesn't help when you don't feel good already. That's for certain. But I'm trying to look on the upside. You know, I've got a cousin that has, hi, I'm not feeling a whole lot better, but I am some better. So I decided I would go ahead and do the flower thing tonight, although it may be abbreviated a little bit, because I'm not quite up to full speed for sure. But I'm just saying, I'm feeling, you know, I feel, you know, when you're not feeling well, you're kind of down and out. And I've told myself, I'm not going to do that. I have cousins that have RA that right now with this kind of weather, it just hurts them so bad, you know. And so I'm really blessed. I'm sick, but I'm not terribly sick. I'm just super tired and achy, and my headache is kind of significant. But I'm hanging in there. But these crafts are really simple. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to take a few minutes and do that couple of them, and then you'll have those, and then I'll do the, there's actually like 3 more flowers. I'll do those next week, because I'm going to do well, hopefully, if I'm feeling up to it, I'm going to do the windmill tomorrow night. And then I'll do flower number 2. I'll do that on Saturday. And then next week, I've got a whole bunch of stuff lined up, and even some new things. Hi, Vicki. So, got some interesting things planned, and looking into some new kind of craft stuff too. And it's not really new, but it's new to me. Hi, Brenda. So I probably won't be on for a real long time tonight. Probably going to be short and sweet. But I wanted to at least get a few of these flowers out here. They're so stinking cute and so easy to do. And I thought, if you're not feeling well, this is the craft to be doing. The first flower we're going to do is called the scrunch flower. And you do exactly pretty much what it's called, scrunch it. Hi, Angie, welcome. Angie, I don't think I know you. My name is Barbara. I go by Babsy or Babs. I'm an independent designer from Chalk Couture. And I also do all other kinds of crafting as well. I love crafting. It's one of my passions. That's one of the reasons I'm a school teacher, because the creativity is linked. And in fact, I find myself here teaching crafts. So it's very linked. But anyway, welcome to my page. And I'm going to go ahead and get started. The first thing I'm going to do tonight is the scrunch flower. So if you want to learn how to make a flower, a really cute one, and I'll show you an example. Let me show, I already made a whole bunch of them. Not a whole bunch of scrunch flowers, but a whole bunch of flowers. Oh, I put it up there. Okay. Here's one. Here's one that I put a bead in the center, like a little button. This is paper. And I put a magnet on the back of this one, so it sits beautifully. It's absolutely gorgeous. So this is what we're going to be making. Super easy. Takes one piece of paper. Actually, not even the whole piece of paper. Okay? So I've chosen yellow. And one of the things that I noticed was yesterday I made one of these the first time, and I used this one just to try it out. And I discovered that because it's white on the back and colored on the front, that the white showed. So if you're gonna do this craft, you definitely wanna use a paper that is the same color on both sides. Unless you want that look, you know, that different look. This one's pretty much the same. It has a little more print on this than it does on here, but the color matches, so you can't really tell that the flower. The only thing you need is about a 2-inch square, and you need 7 of them the same size. Now, if you had a punch, that'd be fantastic. I don't have a punch. So what I do is I take mine, because you don't want them square. You want to start out that way, unless you have a punch, of course. And then I take my pinking shears and I just turn these into a circle. Okay. Set this one up here and make sure I get it close to the same. Oh, this one didn't. There we go. Okay. So all I'm doing okay. So now I have my 7. Hi. I have my 7 little, whoops. 7 little, and that one didn't I get the edge on that one either. Hang on. Let me grab this one really quick. Okay, my 7 little, same size. Doesn't matter if they're perfect circles, because guess what? You're not going to notice. Okay, now this is how simple this is. I kid you not. Okay, you just simply take them, and you take your hot glue gun, and you lay down your first one, and you put a dot of glue in the center. And don't flip it over, like I just did. And then you put the next one on top, okay? Okay, so then I put a dot of glue on top of that one. And you guessed it. We put the next one right on top. And we do this with all 7. This is all you're gonna do. Cut them all out the same size, round. Then you're gonna glue a dot in the center and lay down each one, creating a stack, okay? This would be really beautiful with like music paper, but I don't have any. But music paper, a page from an old book, you know, that's something you don't read anymore, but the page from the book would be really beautiful too. Okay. Oh, I put the glue on that one this time. Guess it didn't matter. Let me make sure. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so there's my 7. They're all glued in the middle, right there. So I'm just gonna pinch that down and make sure that glue dries, because I really need that glue to dry. My scraps over here. Okay, now this is so cool. You take one layer at a time, beginning with the very top one. So you can see me right here. I'm lifting it up. Now don't be careful not to pull off the glue, you know, pull it apart. You want the glue to stay in its place. But you simply lift up all the edges on this and you scrunch it. So, see what I did? Scrunched. Now I'm going to take the next layer, the next one, and I'm going to scrunch it. Now I made this kind of small. You can make these much larger, okay? Okay. I got to put it down to do it. Okay, I'm scrunching this one up. So there's 2 of them scrunched up. And you just keep going. Layer number 3. Nobody, sorry. Okay, number 4. Y'all see how easy this is? Doesn't look like much yet, but... And you can also do this with tissue paper. With tissue paper, though, I think it might be better to have the whole, you have more than 7 layers. And you actually use a wire to hold them all together. And I'll show you that another day. But it's very similar to this, and it makes really beautiful flowers too. Okay, so I'm still just lifting and scrunching. So see what I'm doing? Lifting and scrunching them all together. You just do it one layer at a time. You made a flower out of spoons? Oh my word, how did you do that? Okay, and last one, same thing. Scrunching it up there, and I'm just gonna take it like this and squeeze it. Oh, goodness. So see what I have? There it is. Now all you do is you set it down and you begin very gently opening it back up. Now, you can open it all the way up so that you can see down in the, doesn't this look like a marigold? If I put a little brown button in there, I guess that's not a marigold. Marigold's all yellow all the way around. Isn't there a marigold? Oh, it's got brown edges. That's what I'm thinking of, the other marigold. Okay, so how stinking cute is that? So if I wanted, I have beads here, but I just don't think I'm quite up to it. If I dug them out, I could put a bead right in the center, right there. Or I can scrunch it back together like this. And I think that one came loose. I scrunched too hard. But it's an easy fix. Okay? Beautiful, right? Who would have thought you could make a super cute flower out of 7 little pieces of paper? Now these really come out nice also if you have a punch where you can punch out a design, you know, a little floral edge on it. Now I did pinking shears to have some kind of a design, but it really would be much prettier if you had, you know, something that was already a floral or floral edging. I just think that's gorgeous. Okay, so that's the first one. You can take this and you can put this on anything that you've already created like this. Like this that I created the other day. I could have used one of these and attached it as decoration. You can add it to just about anything, okay? You can stick a magnet on it, and I'll show you back here. You can stick a magnet on it, like I did with, whoops, like I did with this one, with the button, and it makes really cute. A really cute thing. And you can actually have a picture where you can change out the flower for season. You know, wouldn't that be cool? Okay. I also made a metal one. We'll do this one. Well, we might do one tonight, I guess, now that I think about it. Okay, so there we have that. Now, another thing you can do, and I didn't do it, and I normally do it, is you take your flower then. Isn't it cute? And then I like to trace, not trace, but I like to just like put it on a piece of paper and kind of get an idea of about the size. Like this. So it's just about the same size as the bottom. That. And then I like to add like a little base to it. Oops. I just think that's adorable. Gosh, you can put these on anything. You can put these on a picture frame. You can put them on just about anything when we're talking about the paper. Now I'm going to show you one with scraps of fabric. If you're like me, you have, and I have some of my mom's too, tons of scraps of fabric. And I think it was a couple years ago, my church was making teddy bears we were having a competition between ourselves, just us ladies, to see who could sew the most teddy bears for an orphanage. There was no prize or anything. It was just fun competition. And I sewed 97 teddy bears. That was a lot of teddy bears. And then we stuffed them all, and put cards on them and fixed them all up, and then we sent them over there. They were really adorable. But anyway, as you can imagine, I have a gazillion scraps from that. Okay, gazillion. And I mean, they're in bags down here because I told you I have a hard time throwing stuff away. That if it's small like this, okay, it's trash. But when it gets to be this size, that's not trash anymore. I can do something with that. So I save all of those pieces, okay? So what I did was I pulled out a whole bunch of my pieces, and I pulled out colors that I thought would go really well together. So I've got my turquoise that you know I love so much. I've got a beautiful pink polka dot, a mint green polka dot, and I thought there was a white. Oh, I think I used it. I don't have my white out here. But what I did was I just simply took each one and I put them together and I cut them out one at a time. I cut out one that was pretty big, and then I cut out the next one in the next size, a little smaller. So see if you can see this. I think you can see it, okay? I should have ironed these, sorry. Just didn't feel well enough to do it. Then I had this fabric I thought was beautiful. I made sure when I cut it, I got a rose in it. Okay, not that you're really gonna see the rose, it's just that I liked it. And then I cut another one of these a little smaller. Okay, another one of these. This is the white one I was talking about. And then this, and then this. So what I have here is the same principle with the paper, except for these are all different sizes. Okay, and we're gonna glue these, but we're not gonna glue them yet, okay? We're gonna first distress them. So I'm gonna start out with my sandpaper, and I'm gonna open my flower back up and take out my first piece. And I think I probably better put a piece of cardboard here. What do I do with that? Maybe I'll just do it on the table. Okay, so I think you can see, right? Let's see, which way do I go? This way. Let me move this over. Okay. Okay, so you take your sandpaper and you just go to the edge of your fabric and you just start sanding the edge. How much you sand is all determined by what you like, okay? Hi, Calvin. I'm sanding fabric. Not something you've probably ever heard of before. Okay, so when I'm done sanding it, guess what happens? The edges are all ragged up. It looks like an old piece of fabric, and I need a little more right there. Okay, see what I got? Okay, there's number one. So I'm gonna take my second one and I'm gonna do this one too. I'm gonna do all of them this way, some more than others. Okay. Lay that back on top. My next piece, and this one I even cut with pinking shears. I'm still gonna go over the edge of this because that will even give it another raggedy element with the pinking shears. And this is why it doesn't matter if your circles are perfectly, hi Monica, are completely perfect, okay? So I want you to see what I've got so far. Remember how they were nice round circles and perfectly cut around the edges? Now they're starting to look like a rag. Well, this is called a rag flower. Okay, got a few more to do here. You feeling any better, Monica? Okay, I ragged that one up pretty good. Stick that back in the middle. Now this white stuff, this is really, I forget the name of this fabric. Cannot for the life of me think of it. but it rags up real well. So I'm not gonna get too harsh with it, but you'll see what I mean here in a second. Okay, let's see what that does. But look, isn't this looking adorable? Okay, then I've got my pink, and then there's one more. So we're getting close to being done. I'm gonna rag up my pink one here real quick. Oh, this is really cute. And I think I might cut that one. Yeah, how many is that? I think I'm gonna cut this one down just a tiny bit. And then re-rag that. Okay. One more. Okay, last one. Now, don't they look a little different? Oh goodness, Monica, I'm so sorry. I know that must be so painful. I was just saying that I've been feeling sorry for myself. You know when you feel sick? Like, I'm not feeling good. I was worse yesterday, or last night rather, just before, like an hour before I was gonna come on. I really felt bad. And I went in and my friend said, take your temperature. And sure enough, I had a fever of almost 101, which is not normal for me because I normally run pretty low. And I thought, whoa. So I went to bed, took medicine, went to bed and lay down. All I've done all day is rest. And I still have a little bit of a temperature. Not as high, but I can tell that I just feel like I'm dragging. But I was saying, I start feeling, you feel sorry for yourself. Like, oh, woe is me. It doesn't help when it's so dreary outside and cold and damp and rainy and ugh. And I told myself, you know what? You are not going to sit and pity yourself because there are people that are much worse off than you are that are having to deal with things like RA. And I'm fortunate that I don't. And I know that you do, hon, and I'm so sorry. But I'll definitely pray for you. Okay, so there's our little flower. Now what we're going to do is we're going to pull them back apart and we're going to glue them together in the center just like we did the paper flower, the scrunch flower. So I'm going to put a little dot of glue and lay down each piece of fabric, just the dot in the middle, so that they're all attached. Been keeping an eye on Bailey all day too. She's going to go in labor either tonight or tomorrow. Kind of just been waiting. Okay, tiny little piece on top. Okay, so now I'm just going to do this. Most of the glue's already dried, but I still like to squeeze it together a little bit because it just gives a little bit more of a rumpled feel in the middle. So you see what it looks like so far? Okay, now to make it even more dimensional, what you do is you go into the under layer, like right here, and you put a little pleat using your hot glue. Okay, so I'm gonna go in here and put a little line of hot glue like that, and then I'm gonna stick a pleat right there. Let that cool. And I'm gonna come to this side and I'm gonna do the same thing. Just a little pleat. Well, I knew that was trying to get my finger. Okay, then you go to the next layer and you do a little pleat there. So all I'm doing is just adding these little pleats on here. And guess what that's going to do to the flower? It's going to give it lift and make it fluffy. I don't know if fluffy is the exact right word I was looking for, but it's going to give it lift. So it's not just a flat, glued together piece of fabric, bunches of piece of fabric. Okay, so I've got 2 on that one. I'm going to do the next one. That's my little rose here. Like I said, you don't want to do a giant pleat, just a little pleat. Come here. Okay, glue stuck to my finger. It's the story of my life. I think I'll do one right here. I should have done one right here. Feels like I missed that. Okay, there's a little one there. I think we're going to do a little one here. So I'm just going into the underneath parts, not where it sticks out as much. I mean, you might see a little bit of the pleat there. That's okay. And now see what's happened? What that does is it gives your flower dimension. Okay, now this, people are actually taking these and creating like a brooch. They're using them for magnets. They're also attaching them to pictures. These are not the same. This isn't a rag flower. This is something else I was fooling with. But you could, like these little frames like this with the metal, you could add a magnet and stick it. Isn't that adorable? So I did that with this one. And this is just a piece of fabric. I layered another piece of fabric that I sanded, and then in some, burlap that I roughed up, another piece of fabric, a little piece of burlap, and then a bead in the center. And I added this, and so this makes a really cute. So you could put this on something like this and have it on a shelf. You could add this to a picture frame in the corner. You could put it on your refrigerator. There are countless uses for these, to be honest, countless uses. Now this one would be really cute, don't you think, to put a bead or a button. I don't have any buttons. I'm so sad. I went to Walmart the other day because I was out of milk, I was out of bread, I had to go. And so what I did was I did the pickup thing. And so I just did my online order, and then I pull up there and they load it in your car and you're done. So I didn't have to go in the store. I would have sworn that I put on there the lace and buttons that I wanted for this project. And when I got home and unbagged everything, they weren't there. And I went back and checked, and somehow I completely forgot. I gave my big bin of buttons to somebody. I think it was my niece for something at church. And I think I just told her to keep them. I shouldn't have done that because I lost all my buttons now. I have no buttons. So I'm going to have to get some buttons. But I think a blue button here would look absolutely adorable. Okay, so we have our paper. We have our paper scrunch flowers. Okay, adorable. We have our rag flower. I wish I haven't been anywhere. I think that would be a good idea, Monica. I'll have to remember that whenever I can actually get out and go to yard sales. I don't think anybody's having any up here. I haven't seen a single one yet. Okay. Now, and here's another example. Like, I haven't put this one together yet or just done anything to the edges. But see how clean the edges are on this one? That's what this one started out like. But see the difference? This really just, the roughing it. I mean, now you can trim this stuff off if you don't want it, okay? But here's another example. This is using homespun fabrics, scraps that I had. So I think this will make a really beautiful flower too, but I'm not going to take the time to do it tonight, but I will show it to you another time. Another type of flower that I wanted to show you tonight was, see the flower, I said 3, the multimedia. That means using a variety of different things. So this is one example of that. It's not a great example. I was playing around with this today to try to get something that I liked. And I thought I created another one that I liked better. What did I do with that? Maybe I did. Oh, there. Yeah. Okay. So what I did was, this is the, guess what? Aluminum cookie tray from Dollar Tree. And with this one, I simply cut it in different layers. I put some leaves on there. I ended up not liking the leaves, but hey, it was already glued on there. I stuck some burlap in it, and then I ended up putting a little jute button in the middle. So this is kind of cute. I put a hanger on it, and then I realized I'd prefer it have a magnet. Whoops, this way. So I can actually just stick it right on here. Isn't that cute? Okay, and all this is the exact same thing as this using aluminum. Exact same thing. Okay. Another example is this one where I took all the aluminum cookie sheets. I cut out the bottom one, I cut into a circle, and then I frayed the edges. I cut them apart into small pieces, see? And then I splayed them out like this. Then I cut the second layer, I cut out a flower. So I'm going to show you. See the flower? Then the third layer, I cut out another one of these, but a smaller for the center. Okay? See how this moves and stands up here? Okay. So then what I did was, before I assembled them, I went in and I painted them. I used a variety of colors, and I just kind of roughed them up to give them that worn, rusted, metallic kind of look with a tiny bit of yellow just to give it a touch. And I think that came out pretty cute. Now, I think I would have liked to have had something to put in the center there too. But again, I have no buttons, and I wasn't feeling well enough to start trying to dig through stuff. But isn't that a cute one? Okay. Another multimedia one. This is another one. I thought I would do this one with you really quick. Here's another one example, by the way. Okay. This is a piece of wood I Mod Podged. This is actually a whole piece. I Mod Podged fabric on it that I liked, this green fabric. And then I found this that I've had for a gazillion years. I made pillows with edging on this, like I bet 20 years ago. And I kept the scraps. So then I just took the pieces to make the flower, but I only used a few, and I used burlap, I used tin. This is a mixed media. Okay, I put it all together, put a little tin flower in the center of the other flower, and then put a jute button that I created, and then put a little green bead in the center. Isn't that adorable? This is a shelf sitter. Okay, so we have so far rag flowers, metal flowers, paper flowers, another kind of rag flower, and I thought we would do one more, like a little mixed media one. It's a little bit more mixed up than some of these. Okay, I'm probably not going to get too out there because I'm just not up to it. So what I thought I would do is start out with, I want to use paper, so I'm going to use this paper. I've got my metal, and I'm using one of these that I had already painted before, so it's got some of that paint on it already. Hi, Cindy. And I wanted to use some burlap with this, and probably some jute as well. So then we've got paper, metal, burlap, and probably some jute, and maybe even a bead or a button. So I'm going to start out with probably my paper, and I'm just going to make a rounded. I'm not super great at circles. Every now and then I can pull it off. Oh, maybe this isn't then, because I was just able to do it. That's pretty close to a circle. Okay. And then I want to cut, I think I want to cut a piece of burlap to go on top of that. So I'm just going to simply cut I'm gonna lay burlap over top of it. I'm gonna cut a rectangle, and then I'm just gonna cut the corners off the rectangle. Okay, doesn't have to be perfect, because what I'm gonna do then is that I'm gonna mess it all up. Okay, see what it does? It rags it up. And I would attach that. So I've got paper and some fabric. Might even add another piece of fabric here. Oh yeah, this is about the same color. Isn't this pretty? Okay, so I think I'm gonna stick that over top of the, let's see, probably this size. Okay, use my pinking shears. Not quite. That's pretty close. Okay. Okay, right now all I'm doing is just getting my, oh, okay, I made that one a little bit too small. So let's throw a piece of this on and make it, maybe we should put the metal there. Okay, let's put the metal there. And I like this. Right here, let's see. Okay. So I'm gonna cut my metal piece out. Remember, this has already been painted. I might actually just give this some cuts in it to give it some movement. Oh yeah, I like that. Okay, then this little fabric in the center of that. I might have to make this a tiny bit smaller. What are you getting here? All I'm using are scraps. I mean, this is stuff that you would just normally pitch. Okay, see what I've gotten? I've gotten a piece of paper, some burlap, some aluminum, a piece of fabric, and I'm thinking it needs something else. I'm thinking it needs another piece of paper. Hold on. No. Maybe that white material. What did I do with that? I think it's down here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, piece of this. Cut a small piece of this off. Just feels like it's missing something. And I think that should go over the burlap. I'm not sure. We'll see here in a second. Hi, Tammy. Okay, yeah, I like that. Okay, so see what I did? Paper, some distressed burlap. Then I took this stuff, and I'm gonna quick get my sanding sponge, and I'm gonna go over those edges. Oh, this stuff works so fast. Check it out. Okay. Over top of that. Then I'm going to add my painted tin or aluminum, and notice that you can lift these up so you've got some movement with them. Thought I heard my dog. Okay. And now, so we don't just have a big shiny center, I also cut another piece of fabric to go in the center, but I'm going to rough it up too. Okay, and then all you would do with this one, actually let me get a bead for this one. I think this will look really cute with a certain bead I have. And you know where I get some of my beads? Just FYI. I have necklaces that have broken. That one or this one? I think maybe this one. And I keep earrings that I lose one, necklaces that break. I keep all the beads and I throw them into containers, and guess what? They make really good stuff for crafts. So see what I've got here? Okay, let me actually glue it on there. Let me see if that one looked better. No, it just blends in too much. Okay, and you know what I think I'm gonna do? Hang on just a second. I'm gonna add my drop of glue here, put my burlap on it, put this on top of that because the glue will go right through the burlap. But I do need another little bit anyway. Okay, and as I'm doing this, I'm gonna scrunch that. Okay. I'm gonna mess with my tin a little bit. Be careful when you glue down the tin or the aluminum or whatever, because it gets really hot with the hot glue. Okay, and then when I glue this last one down, and I put my little dab of glue in the center here, I'm going to squeeze this one like this, stick it down on it like this, and then squeeze it together because I want it to be puckered. See how I puckered it? As the glue is drying, you just pinch it together right there. So it's got a pucker in it. Okay, and then I have this really cute little bead. This is actually from a necklace that my mom used to wear. One of her necklaces out of style and broken, so I kept it. And there we go, mixed media flower. Basically, you can use anything to put together a really cute flower. This is paper, burlap, fabric, several kinds of fabric, tin, and a button. This would be a really cute thing to add onto a picture. Now, I want to show you this. I'm going to show you this flower next time. I'm not going to do it tonight because it takes some time and some focus and some effort, and I'm just not feeling up to it. But I'm going to show you what I did do. Like I said, I'm always working on crafts to decide what to show and what not. Here's another kind of flower that I'm going to show you next week. Okay. You could use something like this and create a little board and make a couple of different flowers and put them on here and set this up on your shelf. Wouldn't this be adorable? Look at that. I'm going to show you how to do this one next week. And then there's another flower I'm going to show you how to do next week, which are just adorable. Look at that. These are burlap flowers. You will not believe how easy they are. Just not up to it tonight, sorry. So next week, so what I want to show you is you can use anything to make multimedia flowers. You can make a tin flower with paint or not. You can use leftover rags and fabric, rough it up, and have just the cutest, like here's a button. I don't think I would use this one, but look how cute this would be with a little center button in it. Actually, let me see if I have. I don't think I have blue in here. I think I have blue in the other one. Here's gray. Yeah, I don't really like the gray on it, but you can kind of see better. Let's see if I can hold it up here. Isn't that cute? With the little button in the middle. I would use a brighter button for this though. You can do a variety of different kinds of flowers and put them on your photo albums, put them on. You can, like the fabric ones like this, would go great on a scarf as a boutonniere. I've actually seen small versions of this on an elastic bracelet. I thought it was stinking cute. A headband, be really cute. A smaller one, this is a bit big for that. But a smaller one on a headband, super cute. For your daughter, for your kids. I know. It makes it really special. This one does too. And this one does too. They all have a bead from Mom's necklace. So those are kind of special to me. Like the ones that have magnets are probably going to go upstairs. I might keep one of them, like this one I might keep down here. But I just, you know, those kinds of things are special. That's why I keep them. I mean, her old necklace, my goodness, it was ancient. I don't think she hardly wore it anymore, but there was no way I was going to throw that out. Oh, here's another one that I created. This one has tin. I'll take it off of here. This one is tin. Then it's pink burlap roughed up. Then it's this kind of flower. It was my first one, so be gentle. And then I added this beautiful brooch to the middle of it because it brought out the bling in the silver in the back, and I thought it was really pretty. And then I put it, and this right here is a little frame that has a thing. I just clipped the tin back there. Isn't that cute? So I've been a flower making mama. Hi, Bridie. Brady, I'll show you really quick what I made tonight. I'm already done, but I'll show you really quick. We took paper, and I can demonstrate this for you, or you can go back and watch the replay. Just go back and watch the replay if you want to see how to do it. But this takes a little piece of paper, and I created this one with the button in the middle, and this one's kind of like a little marigold. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, you can use these as magnets. You can attach them to picture frames. Okay, stick it on a picture. These are both magnetic. So see? And you can use aluminum, the cookie pan, like the one I used to make my big flowers. I have scraps left over, so I kept the scraps, and that's what I used for this. Okay, and I used some jute and some burlap. Then my favorite, I think, oh, here's another one I used for tin, and I painted it. I cut it in different shapes and textures so that it was movable, and glued it all together. This is just that aluminum cookie sheet. And then I took, this one's mixed media. This one is the one we just finished. It's paper in the back. Then we have burlap. And then we have fabric. Whoops. And we have fabric. Then we have tin or aluminum, whatever it is. And it also is movable, so I cut it apart so it can move. And then fabric in the middle, and then a button. So we have multimedia. Multimedia means using all different kinds of resources, which I'm pretty sure you knew that. But isn't that cute? Putting that on a picture frame. Here's another example. And then here's another example. And here's one that I haven't started yet. And one of the tricks to this is called a rag flower. What you do is you take a stack of your favorite fabrics that all seem to coordinate, and you cut them out from biggest to smallest. And then you take a sponge, and I'll show you how to do one. Let's do the big one in the back, the green one, Bridie. You take your sanding sponge. You can see I've got string all over it. And you just go, and I think you can see, right? Wait, closer to me. Can you see now? Okay. You just go like this over the edge with your sanding sponge. The more pressure and the more times you do it, the more effect you're going to get. One more little side here. Okay, and see what happens? It turns into like a little rag. Okay, you do that to each piece. And then when you put them together, it turns out like this. And you have a little rag flower. You can make them smaller, you can make them larger. I really wanted a button in this one, but I realized that my buttons are gone. I forgot that I gave them away a year ago or so, not thinking, I don't know why I wasn't thinking, but I gave my whole bin of buttons away. But wouldn't it be beautiful there with a white button or a big turquoise button or something? I don't know, pink. But you get this little rag flower. When you get the flower all glued together in the center, that's all you do. Glue it together in the center, and then you go back and you glue a couple of pleats in underneath on each section. And that gives it that three-dimensional lift. So it's not just a flat flower. Isn't it cute? Okay, y'all. Was I going to do one more? Because I don't remember. Or did I already do it? I seriously can't remember. Oh, I already did it. It was this one. Okay. Y'all, I'm just not with it. I'm just not with it. Okay. So, again, go back and watch the replay if you want to know how to make some of these. I told next week I'm going to teach you how to make burlap flowers. Hold on. These are super easy too. Okay, we're going to make these. And then I'm going to teach you how to make this. And I actually made this as a shelf sitter to sit on my shelf. Isn't that gorgeous? I'm going to show you how to make this. Super easy. It just takes time. Okay, y'all. That's all I got for tonight. That's literally, I mean, my body's just saying, go lay down. My head is going boom, boom, even though I've taken Tylenol. That's kind of what gets me with this. Even when I take the Tylenol, my head, it doesn't help. Thank you, Monica. I appreciate that. If y'all wouldn't mind sprinkling, it really does help me. When more people get to see and they join my page, they like my page, it helps me. So I would appreciate it if you're willing to please sprinkle my video tonight. I will. And if you do sprinkle, please tell me that you've sprinkled and I will add your name to the sprinkle box. And on Saturday, I will be doing another drawing and another giveaway. So, okay, thank you. I know, Tammy, I want to feel better fast. Trust me. I thought I was feeling a lot better today. I think in the evening it starts to you just kind of wind down or something. I don't know. I felt better earlier. So anyway, okay, thanks, Monica. I'll put your name in right now. Monica's in. Cindy's in. I'm gonna get Cindy right now. Thank you guys. It really means a lot to me. Because with Facebook, oh, okay. So like I told you, seriously, I don't feel well. Look what I wrote for Cindy's name. Heavens, heavens, heavens. This is not even funny. I need to go and lay down. Cindy. Brenda sprinkled. Getting you, Brenda. This time I'll write Brenda and not sprinkled. I agree. I agree. It's that. It's just everything. It just feels like, ugh. You spelled, I don't know if you spelled it wrong. I can't even tell right now, hon. My brain is like, I don't know, fried eggs. Something. It's not normal. I can't seem to focus in on anything very well. Okay, y'all. Thanks so much for joining me. Thank you for the sprinkles. Like I said, you have no idea how much that means to me. I really do appreciate it. And thanks for joining in tonight. Sorry it was so short and sweet, but hey, at least I'm on here, right? We gotta look on the upside. So have a good night, you guys, and I will see you tomorrow night. And hopefully, I'm gonna do the thanks, Cindy. Hopefully tomorrow night I'm gonna be doing the windmill. I'm really looking forward to that. It's gonna take some prep, so I'm gonna just start in the morning and do little parts of it, because it's something that's going to take a while. So I want to make sure that I don't have you on tomorrow night for 3 hours. So I'm going to prep a lot of it. So anyway, hopefully I'm feeling well enough to do that. So bye guys. Have a good night. Take care. Stay safe. Bye-bye.